Seabird 198, when localizer established, descend RS.
One steps on localizer,
Seabird 198, could you give me a wind check, please?
Welcome back, and we're here in the Transborder Flight Planning Area, Terminal 1 at Toronto Pearson. We'll be operating Flight 304, Toronto Pearson to Washington Reagan National, DCA. So we're just picking up the flight plan. We've spoken to dispatch. We've got our flight plan out of the system, just like we did on the previous flight, and communicated with dispatch. There's no delays going down into DCA this morning, and the rides look good. There's some additional security precautions that we have to take, so I've briefed that with our dispatch. For flights in the DCA, the rules are slightly different, and we'll be heading out to the aircraft here in a couple minutes. I'm flying again with First Officer Gord Stevens, and looking for a nice day of flying. Right now they're planning runway 01, but fingers crossed for the River Visual 19. The winds are starting to back around, so I'm hoping that they change the approach. So we'll see you on board the aircraft here in a couple minutes.
304 is cleared to Washington National, Lester 7 departure, flight plan route, depart 24 right, squawk 2236.
Cleared Washington, Lester 7, flight plan route off 24 right, squawk 2236 with Canada 304.
The 304 readback's correct. Contact apron 12207 to push. We'll see you.
2207 for the push, thanks. See ya.
8 Echo, tail west. Got 10, 14, 5, 1, 2, it's fine. Okay. So we're 0 fluids in there, 25, 7, 10, 5.5 up. Tail weight's 28.9, we're 29.5. Load sheet 1, revision 1, that's our fin, no dangerous goods, cal matches. And let me know when I can start, guys. Turn right.
You're right there.
Departing 1, wind 2.
KT. Roger.
And it won't be going. Brickyard 3170, air total land 24 right, winds 240 at 12.
Land 24 right, Brickyard 3170.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. Heading mode. Heading.
Air Canada 304, contact departure on 128 decimal, take care.
28.8, see you there.
Flight level change one. Autopilot on. Flight level change. AP.
245 Romeo Sierra, contact Toronto 13562.
Departure Canada 304 with you up 24 right through 3600 to 5000.
Air Canada 304, radar identified, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Air Canada 304.
Roger.
(230) set level change.
Eagle 4673, turn left heading Canada 304, turn left heading 180.
Heading 180, Air Canada 304.
Canada 304, proceed direct bulge and on course.
Direct bulge on course, Air Canada 304.
Roger.
Speed FMS, direct bulge, please.
Here you go, Jeff.
And activate it.
Eagle 4673, Toronto 13033.
Welcome aboard, Flight 304. We've just departed Toronto for Washington, D.C. And again, out of Toronto, we did the Leicester 7 departure, which is pretty straightforward. It's heading 237 till we're 1.6 DME off the Toronto VOR, then a slight left turn to heading 235, and we climbed and maintained 5,000. And then they gave us a higher altitude as soon as we were passing through about 4,000. So direct keying. Direct Echo Tango Golf. Okay, activate. All right. There.
Activate, yep.
And then after the Leicester 7, they give you a left turn, direct the bulge intersection, and then you pick up the airway down on the flight plan. So we're now passing through 26.6, leveling off at flight level 270, and our cruise Mach today is Mach decimal 57. Just picked up the ATIS for Washington, D.C., and it's a gorgeous day down there, 10 miles visibility, a little hazy, and then the winds out of the north. And they're landing on runway 1, and the approach will be the Mount Vernon visual for runway number 1. So it's a nice approach in there. We'll be flying, the downwind takes us very close to Andrews Air Force Base and just on the east side of the downtown core of Washington. Then we turn in. And then we pick up the river and fly the visual in onto runway number 1. So beautiful day down there, and expecting nice rides up here as well for the remainder of the flight. So I hope you enjoyed the departure out of Toronto, and we'll be arriving in Washington in just less than an hour. Okay, so I'll just give you a quick overview of the Washington airspace. This is a chart of the Class B airspace in Washington. So we're going to be coming down here towards Baltimore. We're going to cross over the Baltimore VOR. And then the routing, the arrival will take us to the southwest here, and we'll pass between Washington and Andrews. That's Andrews Air Force Base, home of Air Force One. So as you do the arrival here, once we get in around Washington, D.C., there's quite a bit of restricted airspace. So we have to be very careful to respect that restricted airspace and not enter it. On the arrival into Washington, We'll be coming in over Phillipsburg, then Shiloh. Skills, we'll expect to cross Skills at 210 knots. And then Baltimore, we can expect it at 10,000 feet at 250 knots. Then Eyes, Brunk, Felty, High-Tech, Cavdy. And then from Cavdy, they're going to give us a vector, a turn to pick up the river, and then we'll call the river visual, and we fly up the Pontiac River visually and land on 01. So that's the gist of the Mount Vernon visual. Here's the chart for it. So the Mount Vernon visual, Cavdy is down here, and then we'll turn in, we'll pick up the river, and then fly northbound along the Pontiac River. We're aiming for 5.6 DME to be at about 1,600 feet. And then inside the bridge, around the bridge, will be around 1,000 feet, and then we pick up runway 1, and then we land on 1. So pretty straightforward. For missed approach, there is no procedure that's ATC issued. If we do miss, we have to respect. There's a P56 here, and then there's a restricted airspace on this side, just north of where the chart here is. So we usually just pick up the river and fly to the northwest. So it's straightforward. Arrival into Washington. We'll have pretty scenic views today. Should be quite nice down there. So we'll now brief the approach and the arrival, and we'll be entering the speeds into the FMS and programming everything up for our landing. So Cord, first thing would be full flap.
Okay. So numbers for 28 ton at full flap, Jeff, you got them.
14, 19, 28, 75. So I'll just cross check. 14, 19, 28, 75. Perfect. Okay. You'll now brief the approach, the arrival and the approach. This is the Skills 1 RNAV arrival, 10-2 Echo, 14th of Feb 08. Transition 180, MSA 2,600 feet. It's going to be Phillipsburg, Shiloh, Skills expected at 12,000, Baltimore expect that at 10,250 knots. Eyes, Brunk, Felty, High-Tech, Cavdy. Heading 185 are vectors for the Mount Vernon visual, runway 1. This is a Mount Vernon visual, runway 1. The visual approach, northbound along the Pontiac River. MSA, the final approach course is following the river. There's no FAF. MSA 2600. Required ceiling and visibility is 3,000 feet, 4 miles. Monitor announced approaching minimums, and minimums I'll call landing go around flap. In the event of a missed approach, it's ATC issued. We'll set the barrel minimums to 520 for a visual approach. $520.
I will monitor announce approaching minimums at minimums.
Okay, flap full, wheel brakes reverse as required, and we'll be clearing the runway probably at Mike or November 1. And then we'll get ground, and we park down on the west side of the Banjo there.
Okay. So we'll
no
follow,
MELs. Sorry?
We'll follow like Juliet or Kilo basically all the way around to Papa.
Yeah, typically they'll taxi us Juliet to pick up Papa, but they might give you Kilo.
Okay.
All right. No MELs affecting the arrival, no NOTAMs that affect that visual approach. And the fuel, 1.2 bingo fuel for Dulles.
Okay.
Any questions?
No questions, Jeff.
Okay.
After Phillipsburg, clear direct Baltimore, Canada 304.
Yeah, I'll throw that in. Phillipsburg, then Baltimore.
Okay.
We'll be landing on runway 01 for Washington. This is Reagan National. This is the ground, the taxiway chart.
So we'll be landing on 1, so we'll be coming up from the south, landing on runway 1. Probably clear Mike or November 1. See how the landing is and the braking. And then when we clear the runway, you almost clear onto the apron. It's tough to differentiate. And then we'll be taxiing down either Juliet or Kilo, probably Juliet, to pick up Papa, and then we park down here on the Banjo. So I'm just around the corner here. So Mike or November 1, Juliet, Papa, transition to the apron to the Banjo. So that's where we park.
Cross Baltimore, outer maintain 10,000, center 304.
November 618 at
10,000 set for Baltimore, and I already had it set up.
Roger, 10,000 set.
Path. Ask him if he's going to want 250 knots at Baltimore because we were keeping up our speed.
You're going to want 250 knots at Baltimore for Canada 304.
Echotel, thank you. 200.
Canada 304 approach Sean 119.85.
1985 at Canada 304.
Wisconsin 2031, correction up.
Lieutenant OJ with Victor.
Stop to 3062, Potomac approach, roger.
Afternoon approach for Canada 304 with you just leveling 10,000.
Air Canada 304, Potomac approach, roger.
Fasten belts and steer lights are on, landing lights are on, landing data of arrival. ILS 01,
Brickyard
via the skills,
3142, descend to maintain 6,000.
6,000, Brickyard 3142.
and still speeds for 28.
Halt.
Brickyard 3142, turn left heading 090.
Left 090, Brickyard 3142.
You do 210 trick again?
Yeah, Washington, they like to slam dunk you a bit. So I tend to like to set it up so, you know, dissipate some of the energy in this turn, and then you're in good shape for a descent and for the right base.
Cleared Mount Vernon visual, 1 approach.
Mount Vernon visual 1, Brickyard 3142.
When they ask, you can call the river in sight.
Okay.
Brickyard 3142, contact Washington Tower, 119er point, Juan, good day.
There's 2 of them.
Look at that apron.
Brickyard 3295, descend to maintain 6,000.
Descend to maintain 6,000, Brickyard 3295.
There's Air Force One, Udo.
Cool. Very cool.
Call the river.
304.
Call the river.
Approaching flight
Call the river?
4430
Yeah.
is 17,000 for 10,000.
Heading 230 down to 2,000.
4430, Potomac approach, roger.
Okay, all the pilots coming off.
Okay.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
River
All
and
throttles.
Throttle.
304.
Can 304, roger. Turn right heading 270, have the clearance for you in just a moment.
Heading 270, Air Canada 304.
Set heading 270, please. And flight director's off. Activate vectors and flap 1.
Cactus 2031, descend to maintain 4,000. 4,000, Cactus 2031. Air Canada 304 is cleared, Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach. Contact Washington Tower, 119er point 1, good day.
1914, cleared the Mount Vernon visual approach 01, Air Canada 304.
Stock with 3062.
And flap 2, please.
Speed checked.
And we'll leave 2,000 set for the mist.
Okay. Tower Canada 304 with the cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1.
Canada 304, Washington Tower, runway. Can you land 33, then wind 34010.
You want 33, Jeff?
We can accept the 3. Actually, no, take the 1. Take runway 1.
Negative, we'd like to stick with 1 if we can, please.
I could land runway 1 at Canada 304.
Cleared to land 1, Air Canada 304.
Tower 3142.
Cabin alerted, altimeters 3026 inches.
3026 inches, set
Gear
to
lever
rise.
down, 3 green.
Lever down, 3 green.
ICAS is checked, landing checklist complete.
Roger, set speed 150, flap 3, please.
Speed checked, speed 150.
Flap 5, please. Set speed 140.
21.
Set speed VF.
Speed checked.
1737 to follow company.
Approaching minimums.
Roger.
Traffic.
Minimums.
Runway in sight.
Landing.
Washington Tower, circle 2.
Travis, a helicopter.
Yeah, we're by.
And we're clear to land.
We are cleared to land.
All the lights, please.
Circle 2, clear to land on 33 step.
$200.
That's 3740. Looks like your sequence would be the RJ on Juliet.
3740.
Talk to 3062. Helicopter traffic just past the airport on the right bank, opposite direction, maintaining visual with you.
50.
3062.
40. 30.
70, line up and wait, runway
20.
1, traffic's 5 out.
10.
2170, line up and wait, runway 1.
Reverse green. 70.
Got Mike.
Canada 304 will make Mike.
Turn left at Mike, ramp 17.
217 on Mike, Air Canada 304.
After landing procedure, please.
Sure.
Breakfast 2170, runway 1, click takeoff.
Transponder stays on, I believe.
Accepting 37, line up and wait, runway 1. Can you follow the company bus, please?
217.
Aircraft Whiskey, current watch, altimeter 3029.
Okay.
Air Canada 304, washing on Juliet, Papa to parking.
Juliet Papa for the Banjo, Air Canada 304. Juliet Papa, Jeff.
Roger. Flap 2, please. I believe 2000 set for the mist. So welcome to Washington DCA Reagan National Airport. Beautiful day here. It's always nice doing a hand-flown visual approach, picking up the river there and flying in. Now during the approach we were offered a sidestep, a visual circle for runway 33 that I did not accept. And the reason I did not accept is that we did not brief it, nor did I take a look at the landing distance available and the runway information on that runway. And it's just too late in the game to make a decision like that. That can compromise safety unless it's been previously briefed. So we made the decision to stick to runway 01, and we were cleared immediately to land, and there was no further issues. So Gord did a great job and assisted me to get the aircraft here into Washington, and it was a nice flight. So hope everyone enjoyed that approach and the landing and the arrival, and we'll be departing shortly for Toronto. Thank you.